Hello. You guys should be able to hear me in another couple of seconds. I'm sorry for being a few minutes late. This is the first stream back after having COVID, and I did nothing. Meandering, you know me very well. Thank you for confirming that I can in fact be seen and heard, because sometimes that doesn't happen. Hi, Melissa. BCE, why is that like such a badass, like, I almost said acronym. Acronym? Anagram. Ooh, we're starting off the stream real high quality today, folks. Snow Queen, Hoon, Anonym, Purple Lilies, hello. I didn't do a damn thing to prepare for this stream, the things that I was supposed to do. I'm gonna be drawing a winner of this copy in a couple of minutes, and this was supposed to be like in a nicer, prettier bowl, like a nice pretty like blue-green bowl that we have, and yeah, that's dirty. So it's in the thing we make rice in, and didn't set up the stream beforehand, so you guys had no place to come and hang out before the stream. I basically got like 5 minutes before the stream and realized that I had done absolutely no prep at all. That's the kind of high quality you've signed up for. Speaking of drawing, we are going to draw. This was a patrons only sweepstakes isn't the right word. Giveaway. This is a patrons only giveaway. Because Rast, who is a very lovely patron of mine, was kind enough to send me the first volumes of all of MXTX's English translations. And since I had already had a copy, I now had 2 copies of MDZS Volume 1. I was like, I get to give something away. I've never done a giveaway before. And so I made it patrons only as a nice little perk for the first giveaway. And the people who wanted to throw their hat in the ring to try and win them have done so, and I now have their names on slips of paper. We're very low tech. And let's see, I figured that'd be like a nice thing to do while we wait for people to trickle in, so I can figure out finally who the hell I'm sending this book to. Because like I did this before, I got sick, so I've had this sitting in my kitchen for like the better part of 2 weeks now. And I have been dying to draw a name for the entire time. And now I finally get to. So let's see. A single piece of paper would be nice. A single. I only have 1 copy. A single. There we go. Where am I even going to put this? No planning today. None whatsoever. I'm throwing that on the floor. Who won? Missy! Missie! Missy! You have won. I don't know if you're in here or not, but even if you're not, this is going to be posted immediately. Missy! I will be sending this to you. You have won Volume 1 of MDZS, the official English translation. I will contact you on Patreon, and I will get your information, and I will send this to you. It is a very lovely, gorgeous copy. It's the one that I've been reading from ever since I started reading from it, so for the past couple episodes. And this will be the one I'm sending to you. Yay! Now let's see, because we're starting late, I have to just kind of dive right in. We had just done the Water Ghosts, and had figured out that it was basically like the Wen clan being like, this is going to be somebody else's problem. And it was the first sign of the Wen clan's bullshit. And we were just heading back to Cloud Recesses, I believe. Or getting ready to head back to Cloud Recesses. Woo! As I spill everything all over myself. One moment. Ah, yes. The live stream of chaos. Get detached, thank you. All right. Forgive the occasional cough that I may have. My throat is like 95% better, but with so much reading, I'm sure every now and then I'm going to have to cough, but I have water, it's fine. So we are on page 180. And, oh, I was right. We are on our way back to town. So, let me make sure that I can't see myself, but I can still see you guys. So that I don't look up and then just get entirely thrown off course. You guys are amazing. Okay, page 180, at very close to the top. They boarded new boats at the harbor and pulled toward the more densely populated part of town. After passing under the arch bridge, the boats entered the waterways, and Wei Wuxian started acting up again. He tossed his bamboo pole and set one foot onto the side of the boat, checking to see if he had any hair out of place by using the water as his mirror. He acted not a bit like he had just fought a number of water ghosts and barely escaped from the mouth of a waterborne abyss. Calm and easygoing, he sent flirtatious looks to both sides of the shore. Why do I feel like that was an excellent metaphor for his absolute bisexuality? Both sides of the shore is the new euphemism for bisexual disaster. Gigi, how much for half a kilo of loquats? He was extremely youthful and brightly handsome, glowing with such exuberance that he exemplified the frivolous peach blossoms that flowed away down the river. A woman tipped her bamboo hat and smiled brightly. Little laddie, there's no need for you to pay. How's about I give it to you free? Wuxian would get all the free shit. It's fine. The Wu dialect was soft and supple, refreshing and sweet. Melodic sentiment trilled from the speaker's lips while the listener's ears were filled with honey. Wei Wuxian cupped his hands in courtesy. Of course I'd want them if they're a gift from Gigi. Oh my god, he's such a charmer. Sorry, I took one break for 2 weeks and I've just lost all of my resistances. The woman reached into her basket. Out came flying a perfectly round golden loquat. No need for that kind of courtesy. It's for that handsome face of yours. The boats moved fast. When two met, they instantly swept past each other. Wei Wuxian spun and caught the fruit perfectly, laughing. Gigi is the more beautiful one. This man. While he boasted and flirted on the side, Lan Wangji did not spare him a glance, appearing entirely noble in character and sterling in integrity. Pleased with himself, Wei Wuxian tossed the loquat in his hand in the air, then pointed at Lan Wangji all of a sudden. Gigi, do you ladies think he's handsome? Lan Wangji had never expected he'd be dragged into this. Just as he was at a loss for how to respond, the women on the river all shouted in unison, even more handsome! There even seemed to be snickering from men mixed in there. As there should be. Who will gift him one too, then? Wei Wuxian asked. If you only give me one and not him, I'm scared he'll turn into a big old sourpuss over it when we get back. Chirping... Pardon? Chirping laughter tittered along the entire river. Another woman came pulling over. Okay, we'll gift you two. Take mine. Catch. With a second loquat captured in hand, Wei Wuxian shouted, Gigi is both beautiful and kind. Next time I'm here, I'll buy an entire basket. You know what's fucking infuriating about him is that that's exactly what he's going to do. That was not lip service. The next time he sees this woman, he is going to buy an entire fucking basket. Because he is both, like, stupidly, ridiculously charming, but he's also actually a good person. He's not like a lip service little shit. Oh, he's so genuine. What fucking... Anyway. The woman's voice was clear and sonorous, and she was spunkier than the first. She pointed at Lan Wangji. Tell him to come too. Come buy the loquats together. I mean, can we fault her? Can we really? I don't think we can. Wei Wuxian brought the loquat to the level of Lan Wangji's eyes. Lan Wangji continued to stare squarely at the boat's bow. Take it away. And so Wei Wuxian took it away. I knew you wouldn't want it, so I wasn't going to give it to you in the first place. Zhang Cheng, catch! It just so happened that Zhang Cheng was speeding past on another little boat, and he caught the loquat with a single hand. A smile appeared on his face, but then he immediately humphed. Oh wow, if that doesn't sum him up nicely. Were you strutting around, flirting with everything in sight again? Wei Wuxian preened. Get out of here! Then he turned his head and asked, Lan Zhan, you're from Gusu. You know how to speak the dialect, right? Teach me. How do you tell someone off in the Gusu dialect? Lan Wangji threw him a single word, frivolous, then boarded a different boat. Wei Wuxian hadn't really expected him to answer in the first place. He just thought the kittenish local dialect was incredibly fun, and that Lan Wangji must have spoken it since he was young, so he was having fun teasing him. He tossed back a gulp of the sticky rice liquor. Then, with the round, black, shiny little jug dangling from his fingers, he picked up the bamboo pole and lunged over to fight Jiang Cheng. Lan Wangji, on the other hand, stood side by side with Lan Xichen. This time, both wore similar expressions, each appearing laden with thoughts as they contemplated how to handle the waterborne abyss, and how to inform the mayor of Kaiyitown of the many follow-up arrangements to be made. That's another thing I didn't do. I didn't prep for. I didn't look at pronunciations. I'm shit. My apologies. A heavily loaded cargo boat approached them from the boat's front, laden with baskets upon baskets, heavy with golden loquats. Lan Wangji glanced at it and continued to look squarely to the front. Lan Xichen, however, said, Shall we buy our basket of loquats if you want to try some? Lan Wangji swept his sleeve and turned. I do not. Then he boarded a different boat again. Lan Xichen just keeps fucking calling out his little brother like this, and it's the greatest thing. This is the best Big Brother energy. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Wei Wuxian bought a bunch of random trinkets in Kaiyitown to bring back to the cloud recesses, and those souvenirs were all divvied up among the other clan disciples. Since Lan Qiran had gone to... Ooh, somebody told me how to pronounce this, but it was 2 weeks ago. Qingya? Possibly? Had gone to Qingya. There were no classes, and the youths let themselves loose to the extreme. They swarmed into Wei Wuxian and Jiang Cheng's room to sprawl out on the floor, eating and drinking, arm wrestling, dice rolling, and picture book flipping all through the nights. One night, Wei Wuxian lost a dice roll and was sent to scale the wall and go down the mountain to buy Emperor's Smile. This time, everyone was finally able to get their fill of the gourmet liquor. Yet unexpectedly, before day even broke the next morning, the floor of the room was still strewn with bodies, all sleeping like the dead. Someone suddenly opened the door. We've gotten here! We've gotten here! I'm okay. The sound alerted a few people. Still bleary-eyed, they saw Lan Wangji standing at the door, with a face as frigid as ice, and instantly jolted awake. Ni Huasang pushed crazily at Wei Wuxian, who was sleeping with his head on the ground and his body twisted above him. Wuxian! Wuxian! After several shoves, Wei Wuxian asked blearily, Who else wants to go? Jiang Cheng? Well, let's go then, like I'm scared of you. Jiang Cheng had drunk too much the night before, and his head was still pounding. With his eyes closed, still lying on the ground, he grabbed the first thing his hand touched and hurled it in the direction of Wei Wuxian's voice. Shut up! That thing crashed into Wei Wuxian's chest, flapping as pages flipped. Ni Huasang looked to see what Jiang Cheng had thrown at Wei Wuxian was one of his treasured out-of-print erotica illustration books. When he looked up again and saw Lan Wangji's frigid gaze, he felt like his soul was going to leave his body. Dude, same. Wei Wuxian grumbled, hugging that book, and passed out again. Lan Wangji entered the room, seized Wei Wuxian by the back of the collar, picked him up, and hauled him out the door. Wei Wuxian was dragged thusly for a while, then stared blearily for a moment before finally becoming somewhat awake. He twisted his neck back. Lan Zhan, what are you doing? Lan Wangji didn't say a single word, dragging him onward without pause, and Wei Wuxian woke up some more. The other sleeping corpses also jolted awake, one by one. When Jiang Cheng saw Wei Wuxian had been caught by Lan Wangji again, he rushed out. What's going on? What are you doing? Lan Wangji looked back and enunciated each word. Collecting punishment. We're taking a moment to absorb. Where I lost my place. Whew, there we are. Jiang Cheng's mind was still slowed by drink and sleep. Only now did he remember the mess strewn on the ground in the room. Recalling the countless cloud recesses rules they had broken last night, his face froze. Lan Wangji dragged Wei Wuxian to the ancestral hall of the Lan clan of Gusu, where a number of older Lan sect disciples waited quietly. There were a total of 8 of them, 4 of whom held incredibly long sandalwood. Ooh. It's not even a Chinese word, and I don't know how to pronounce this one. Ferrules? In their hand. Ferrules? In their hands. I'm going to have to look that up. I've never seen that word before. They're going to make me say it again. The ferrules were densely carved with squared words, the very image of austerity. Seeing that Lan Wangji had dragged the penitent over, 2 immediately approached and firmly pushed Wei Wuxian down. Wei Wuxian half knelt on the ground, unable to struggle, and asked, Lan Zhan, you're going to punish me? Lan Wangji only stared at him coldly, unspeaking. I won't concede, Wei Wuxian said. Just then, the other youths, who were mostly awake now, also came rushing over, but they were blocked outside the ancestral hall, unable to enter. They were anxious and helpless, and when they saw those ferrules, also scared speechless. However, Lan Wangji lifted the hem of his white robe and also knelt next to Wei Wuxian. Wei Wuxian was greatly shocked at this sight and struggled to get up, but Lan Wangji shouted, strike. Wei Wuxian gaped and quickly exclaimed, Wait, I concede, Lan Zhan, I was wrong. Their palms and the backs of their legs were beaten by the things over 100 times. Lan Wangji did not require anyone to hold him down. His back remained straight as a brush from the start, kneeling in proper posture. Wei Wuxian, on the other hand, howled and wailed without reservation, and the disciples frowned as they watched, feeling their own flesh ache too. After the beating was over, Lan Wangji quietly stood up, bowed to the sect disciples inside the ancestral hall, then immediately left, showing no sign of having been wounded. Wei Wuxian was the complete opposite. After he was carried out of the ancestral hall on Zheng Cheng's back, he whined non-stop the whole way. The youths surrounded the 2 of them like bees and buzzed. Wuxian, what happened exactly? Lan Zhan wants to punish you, whatever, but why did he take a beating too? Wei Wuxian was draped on Zheng Cheng's back, sighing and gasping, "Oh, what a miscalculation! It's such a long story." Cut your nonsense! What exactly did you do? I didn't do anything, Wei Wuxian protested. I went down to buy Emperor's Smile after losing at dice last night, right? Don't tell me you ran into him again, Zheng Cheng said. You got it, Wei Wuxian said. Don't know what's with my luck, but when I scaled the wall with Emperor's Smile, he caught me red-handed again. I suspect he really is keeping an eye on me every day. You think everyone has as much free time as you? And then, Zheng Cheng asked. And then I still greeted him, Wei Wuxian replied. I said, Legend, what a coincidence, it's you again. But of course he ignored me again and came striking with his hand without so much as a word. I said, come on, why do this? He said, should guests violate curfew too many times, they will have to collect punishment at the Lan Ancestral Hall. So I said, there's only 2 of us here. If you don't say anything and I don't say anything, then no one would know I broke curfew. Am I right? I promise that there'll be no next time. We're so well acquainted now. Can't you grant me some face and let me off easy? Everyone grimaced. Yeah. Wei Wuxian continued. In the end, he told me that we're not well acquainted, and he lunged at me with his sword without holding back at all. So I had to put the Emperor's Smile aside and parry him. He used his fists and palms, too. He was coming at me so hard I couldn't get rid of him at all. In the end, I got really tired of the chase, so I asked, you sure you won't let me go? You won't let me go. But he still said, collect your punishment. The youths had their hearts in their throats listening to the story, and Wei Wuxian was exultant in his retelling. Completely forgetting he was still on Zheng Cheng's back, he gave Zheng Cheng's shoulder a forceful slap. I said, sure! And then I stopped dodging, pounced and grabbed onto him, and then we both fell outside the cloud recess's wall. And so, the 2 of us both fell outside the boundary of the cloud recesses, Wuxian said. That fall had me seeing stars, I tell you. Ni Huasong was already blank. He didn't break free? Oh, he tried, Wei Wuxian replied. But I had him locked in real good with all 4 of my limbs. Where's the fan art? He couldn't have broken free even if he wanted to, and he had no way of getting away from my body. He went stiff as a board. I said, "How's that, Lan-Chan? Now you're outside the cloud recesses too. You and I have both violated curfew." No, Wuxian! You made him violate the rules, and then of course he's gonna also take the punishment. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. Don't go and be strict on others, but not on yourself, yeah? If you punish me, then you have to punish yourself too. Everyone's equal. How's that? He looked ghastly after he got up, Wei Wuxian said. I sat next to him and said, "Don't worry, I won't tell anyone else. Only you, me, the heavens, and the earth know about this." Then he left without a word. Who knew he'd pull something like that this morning? Jang Chen, walk slower, you're gonna throw me off. He really thought, this boy really had been thought that like, oh, I'll get him in trouble too. And so then to, preserve himself, he won't say anything. Oh, sweetie. Not only did Zhang Cheng want to throw Wei Wuxian off, but he practically wanted to bash his head into the ground to create a human crater. So fussy, even though I'm carrying you. I didn't tell you to carry me, Wei Wuxian reasoned. Zhang Cheng flew into a rage. If I didn't carry you, I'd think you'd hang out there in Ancestral Hall all day, rolling around on the floor. I can't afford this embarrassment. Lan Wangji took 50 more strikes than you, but he walked away on his own, and you're not embarrassed? Pretending to be an invalid? I don't want to carry you anymore. Get the hell off. No, I'm wounded, Wei Wuxian said. The group were jostling about on the white stone path when they just so happened to run into a white-clad man passing through, with a book in his hand, and stopped in surprise. Lan Shichen smiled. He sees this. He sees these boys, one of whom is being carried on the back. He undoubtedly knows what's happened so far, and he smiles at this. He is so amused by this ridiculousness. I love him. Okay. Lan Shichen smiled. What's happened? Zhang Cheng felt incredibly awkward and didn't know how to answer, but Ni Huasong rushed to respond. Shichenge Wei Xiang was punished with over 100 strikes from the thing. Do you have any medicine for injuries? The one in charge of punishment in the cloud recesses was Lan Wangji. Plus, Wei Wuxian had been lamenting and wailing to those who were escorting him. His injuries seemed serious. Thus, Lan Shichen immediately came over. Wangji administered the punishment? Wei Gongji cannot walk anymore? What exactly happened? Zhang Cheng was, of course, too sheepish to say it. Was because of something Wei Wuxian had done. And when they had got down to it, it was the whole group that had egged on Wei Wuxian to go buy liquor, so the punishment should have justly fallen upon them all. He could only reply, It's nothing that outrageous. He can walk. Wei Wuxian, get down now. I can't walk, Wei Wuxian said. He extended his astoundingly swollen red palm, complaining to Lan Shichen. Zewuchen, your little brother is so harsh. He can't walk because his palm is swollen? Okay. Lan Shichen looked over his palm and said, this punishment was indeed a little too severe. I'm afraid it will take several days to heal, or perhaps more. Zhang Cheng hadn't realized the beatings were that severe. He exclaimed in alarm, What? Several days? His leg and his back were also beaten. How can Lan Wangji be like this? The last part had carried an unconscious tone of displeasure, and Wei Wuxian had already secretly given him a pat before he realized it. Lan Shichen, however, did not mind. He smiled. My husband. But it is fine. Medication won't be necessary. Wei Gongji, let me tell you of a remedy that will have you recovered within hours. There's a paragraph break. So I'm trying to get a sense of where the hell we are. Wei Wuxian is the epitome of a drama queen. Epitome. He's like a theater kid, which is probably one of the reasons why I like him so much. Okay, page break. So the setting says it's nighttime in the cloud recesses at the cold spring. Ooh, cold spring bullshit? Lan Wangji was soaking in the icy spring waters with his eyes closed, refreshing his spirit, when a voice suddenly whispered into his ear, Lan Zhen! Lan Wangji's eyes snapped open. Sure enough, Wei Wuxian was lounging upon the moss green rock by the cold spring, grinning at him with his head tilted. Oh, fuck me! Oh my god. Lan Wangji blurted out, how did you get in? I can see his face so perfectly. Wei Wuxian languidly crawled to his feet and replied as he untied his sash. Wei Wuxian, let me in. What are you doing? Lan Wangji demanded. Wei Wuxian kicked off his boots and spoke while undressing, littering the ground with his clothes. I'm already stripping, and you're asking what I'm doing? They say your clan's cold spring, besides calming the spirit for cultivation purposes, has the ability to heal external injuries. Oh my god! So your Gege told me to come and soak with you, but it's so sneaky of you to come recuperate alone. It really is cold. No! Lan Wangji has somehow brought this upon himself. No! His brother was like, you should go. Oh my god, this is so satisfying. Hang on, I lost my place again. Jesus Christ. Okay. He entered the spring, and the bone-bitingly freezing spring water had him flailing about. Lan Wangji speedily pulled away. I have come for cultivation, not for recuperation. Stop thrashing! But it's so cold, it's so cold, Wei Wuxian complained. He wasn't trying to intentionally exaggerate this time. It was indeed difficult for outsiders to adapt to the land's cold spring so quickly. It felt as though stopping for even a moment would see his blood freezing and his limbs turning to ice, so he had to keep flopping about in the water in the hopes that moving around would warm him. Lan Wangji had planned on meditating properly here, but Wei Wuxian's flopping about had gotten him splashed with a face full of water, the droplets slipping down along his long lashes. Ooh, and ebony locks. Ooh, you paint that picture. Again, where's the fan art? Unable to endure this any longer, he explained, do not move. He reached out as he spoke, pressing a hand down on Wei Wuxian's shoulder. Wei Wuxian instantly felt warmth surge from where their bodies touched. Feeling a little better, he unconsciously moved in his direction. Lan Wangji tensed. What? Nothing, Wei Wuxian said innocently. It feels warmer on your side. Lan Wangji kept an arm firmly between them to maintain distance and stated sternly, that is untrue. Wei Wuxian had wanted to shuffle closer and get chummy to loosen him up, but when he couldn't and was snubbed, he still wasn't upset. He snuck a glance at Lan Wangji's hands and back. His injuries hadn't yet faded, as Wei Wuxian had expected, so he really hadn't come here for recuperation. Wei Wuxian said earnestly, Lan Zhen, I really am in so... Pardon. Lan Zhen, I really am so in awe of you. You really turned yourself in for punishment too, when it came to it, without letting yourself get off easy in the slightest. I'm speechless. Lan Wangji shuttered his eyes anew, still and silent. Wei Wuxian added, alarms are really annoying. That's one thing I'm not going to have to put up with once we've moved. Sirens. I called them alarms. Oh, here I go, losing my place again. Wei Wuxian added, it's true, I've never seen anyone be so serious and really mean what they say. I could definitely never reach your level. You're amazing. Lan Wangji still ignored him. After getting used to the chill, Wei Wuxian started swimming around the cold spring. After swimming for a while, he still couldn't resist wading over to Lan Wangji. Could anybody, really? You're in a cold spring with motherfucking Lan Wangji, and you, don't conveniently just kind of sidle up to him? I mean, really? Lan Zhen, can't you tell what I meant by all that chatter? No, Lan Wangji replied. You can't? Wei Wuxian said. I was complimenting you. I'm trying to get chummy. Lan Wangji gave him a look. What do you want? Lan Zhen, let's be friends, yeah? We're so well acquainted now. He keeps saying that. We are not, Lan Wangji said. And, of course, he keeps saying that. Wei Wuxian slapped the water. It's no fun if you're like this. Really, there's a lot of benefits to being my friend. For example, Wei Wuxian swam to the side of the pond and leaned back on the moss-green rock, laying his arm over it. I'm always very loyal to my friends, for example. Any newly obtained erotica, I will definitely show to you first. Hey, come back! It's nothing if you don't want to look. Have you been to Yunmeng? Yunmeng is a lot of fun, and Yunmeng's food is good too. I don't know if this is a Gusu problem or a Cloud Recesses problem, but your food is awful. If you come hang out at the Lotus Pier, you can eat a lot of good food. I'll take you to pick lotus seed pods and water chestnuts. Lanjian, will you come? No, Lan Wangji said. Come on, don't keep issuing rejections with negative words. It sounds so cold, Wei Wuxian said. Girls won't like hearing it. The girls in Yunmeng are particularly pretty, a different kind of beautiful from Gusu girls. He winked at Lan Wangji with his left eye and asked again, please, you really won't come? Ooh, he's laying it on thick. Lan Wangji paused for a moment, but still started to say no. Wei Wuxian said, rejecting me like this, without giving me a single bit of face. Aren't you worried that when I leave, I'll take your clothes away too? Get lost! Woo! You got him there. Jesus. Oh, and that's a page break. That's a scene break. That's how it fucking ends. No, I want the fallout from that moment. But no, it's a page break. Whew. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Outstanding. Whew. Since Lan Quren's return from Qingye, he hadn't banished Wei Wuxian to the library to copy the land precepts, only giving him a severe scolding in front of everyone instead. Leaving out all the various allusions to the classics and simplifying it, the gist of the scolding was probably that he had never seen such an unruly, impossible, shameless person. Please get lost, right now, as far as you can. Don't go near the other students, and especially do not corrupt his favorite student, Lan Wangji. Ooh, she ran in for a lifetime of disappointment. While he was yelling, Wei Wuxian listened gleefully with a grin, not the least bit embarrassed or angry. The moment Lan Quren left, Wei Wuxian sat down and turned to Zheng Cheng. He's only telling me to get lost now. Don't you think that's a little too late? Telling me that only after I've already corrupted everyone? Too late. This fucking boy. It's another page break. It's another scene break. So we're hopping to another place. The waterborne abyss at Kaiyi Town presented a major problem for the Lan clan of Gusu. This thing couldn't be eradicated, nor could the Lan family be like the Wen clan and drive it elsewhere. Over the years, the head of the Lan family had spent most of his time in secluded cultivation, so instead, Lan Quren was expending all of his energy on the matter. Lectures became shorter and shorter, meaning Wei Wuxian was more and more often taking the others out gallivanting on the mountain. He's just corrupting the entirety of Cloud Recesses. That's so ridiculous, shameless, and ambitious that you almost have to respect it. On this day, he was once again swarmed by 7 or 8 youths to go out. As they passed by the Lan Library Pavilion, he took a glance up. Through the light-concealing Yulan magnolia branches, he could see Lan Wangji sitting there alone by the window. Ni Huasong wondered, is he looking our way? He shouldn't be. We weren't that loud. So what's with that look in his eyes? Probably thinking about how to find fault in us, Wei Wuxian said. Oh, probably not in us. Wrong, Zheng Chen said. Not us, it's you! The only one he's watching is you. Ooh, hello. Just wait. Watch how I'll put him in his place when I get back. It just keeps getting better and better. Didn't you complain that he's too dull? That he's boring? Zheng Cheng said. So stop teasing him. Pulling a tiger's whiskers, breaking ground where Tai Sui presides. You're just asking for it every day. Wrong, Wei Wuxian said. It's precisely because a grown living person could be so incredibly boring that he's super interesting. It was nearly noon before they returned to the Cloud Recesses. Lan Wangji sat poised at his desk, organizing the stack of papers he had just written, when he had heard when he heard a light creaking sound from the window lattice. When he looked up, someone had hopped in from the outside window. Wei Wuxian had climbed up the Yulan magnolia branches outside the library pavilion. He exclaimed exultantly, "Lan Zhan, I'm back! How about it? There hasn't been any script copying for days. Did you miss me?" Lan Wangji was like an old monk entering deep meditation, seeing all as nothing. He was even somewhat numb as he continued to sort his little pile of book scrolls. Wei Wuxian purposely twisted the meaning of his silence and continued on. "You don't even have to say anything. I know you must have missed me. Or why would you have been watching me from the window earlier? Ooh, call him out." Lan Wangji immediately cast him a glance, his eyes filled with soundless condemnation. Wei Wuxian sat down on the window. "Look at you, baited within 2 words. You're too easy to hook, so easily upset." "Leave," Lan Wangji demanded. "If I don't, are you going to throw me out?" Judging by Lan Wangji's expression, Wei Wuxian expected if he said one more word, Lan Wangji really would abandon what was left of his restraint and nail him dead on the windowsill. Nail him something on the windowsill. He quickly said, "Come on, don't be so scary. I came to ask for forgiveness with a gift." Lan Wangji rejected it without hesitation. "I do not want it." "Are you sure?" Wei Wuxian asked. Seeing Lan Wangji's eyes grow guarded, he pulled 2 rabbits from his robes like he was performing a magic trick. "No!" He gripped them by the ears like he was holding 2 chubby round snowballs. Said snowballs were randomly flicking their feet. He delivered them to Lan Wangji. He's giving him buns. Jesus Christ. Oh, I just smacked the mic. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, no, we're not giving him buns. We're not giving him buns. "This place of yours is weird too. No pheasants, but lots of wild bunnies. And they're not afraid of people. What do you think? They're chubby, right? You want them?" Lan Wangji watched him, unmoved. "Fine, but if you don't want them, then I'll give them to someone else. Food's been bland these days," Wei Wuxian said. Hearing the last part, Lan Wangji said, "Stop." Wei Wuxian shrugged. "It's not like I left." "Who are you giving them to?" Lan Wangji demanded. "To whoever roasts rabbit best," Wei Wuxian answered. He knows exactly what he's fucking... Oh my... "Within the boundaries of the cloud recesses, killing is prohibited. That is the 3rd rule on the wall of discipline," Lan Wangji said. "Fine then, I'll go down the mountain, have the rabbits killed outside the boundary, and bring the meat back up for roasting after. You don't want them anyway. What do you care?" "Give them to me," Lan Wangji said haltingly. Wei Wuxian started snickering, sitting on the windowsill. "Now you want them? Look at you, always acting like this." The 2 rabbits were both plump and round, like 2 fluffy snowballs. One had eyes like a dead fish, languidly laying unmoving on its stomach on the ground. Its pink triangular mouth moved lazily as it chewed lettuce. The other hopped up and down nonstop as if it had swallowed a fighting cricket pill, crawling and rolling all over its companion, wriggling and bouncing about incessantly. Wei Wuxian tossed them some more lettuce and he had plucked from who knew where, and suddenly called out, "Lan Zhan! Lan Zhan!" That active rabbit had stepped on Lan Wangji's inkstone earlier, leaving a black ink paw print on his desk. Lan Wangji didn't know what to do. He just pulled out a sheet of paper, contemplating with great seriousness how to wipe off the ink, and planned on ignoring him. But hearing the urgency in his voice, he thought something was the matter. "What is it?" "Look at how they're laying on top of each other. Do you think they're..." They are both male," Lan Wangji exclaimed. "Male? Well, that's weird," Wei Wuxian said. He picked them up by the ears again to check, then confirmed. "They're indeed male. Oh well, I didn't finish what I was saying. What are you being all stern for? What were you thinking about? Speaking of, I caught those 2 rabbits and didn't even pay attention to whether they're male or female, and yet you actually went and saw their..." Lan Wangji finally bodily threw him out of the library pavilion. This poor boy. just wants to follow rules and live a peaceful life. And this disaster by tornado just destroys him and has the nerve to be hot on top of it. Ooh, we get art of this. Awesome. Let me finish the scene real quick, and I'll show you the art. Wei Wuxian laughed while plummeting through the air. It's got a whole bunch of laughter in all caps. Lan Wangji slammed the window shut with a loud bang, then collapsed next to his desk. He scanned the room, strewn with a mess of papers, inked paw prints, and 2 white rabbits rolling around with lettuce leaves. He closed his eyes, covering his ears. The rustling Yulan magnolia branches veiled the window and shut out the outside. But no matter how hard Lan Wangji fought it, Wei Wuxian's spirited and boisterous laughter could not be so easily shut out. The metaphor. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my god, I can't believe this is one of the things they illustrated. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Look at that. They illustrated this. That's so great. It's such beautiful art too. But like hilarious. Hilarious. I need to like scan this in to my computer so that I can just crop, so I can crop Wangji's face as like a reaction gif, because that is an amazing facepalm. Oh my god. Jesus. Meanwhile, the 2 male rabbits, of course, are kissing. I cannot explain to you how much fun I'm having. Ooh, we have a little bit more time. Let me see if this is another short one, or if I'm gonna have to be stopping. Ooh, we might get to the end of this entire chapter. If we're very lucky. I'll keep an eye on the clock. It's fine. Whew. The next day, Lan Wangji finally stopped coming to class. Wei Wuxian's seat had changed 3 times. He had originally sat next to Jiang Cheng, but Jiang Cheng was actually attentive in class, and in order to perform well to gain some pride for the Jiang clan of Young Meng, he had moved to the first row. That spot was too conspicuous, and would not have allowed Wei Wuxian to mess around, so he had abandoned Jiang Cheng and moved behind Lan Wangji. While Lan Qiren gave lectures up front, Lan Wangji's upright sitting posture was like that of an ironclad wall, so Wei Wuxian was either sleeping to his heart's content or doodling wildly on paper. Other than the risk that the paper balls he'd throw at others would occasionally be caught by Lan Wangji's sudden hand, this seat was perfect in every aspect. However, Lan Qiren let her notice this scheme and swapped the 2 of them. Since then, whenever Wei Wuxian's posture slacked, he could sense 2 icy, piercing eyes nailed into his back, and Lan Qiren would shoot ferocious glares at him as well. It was an extreme pain to be monitored at all times by the old one up front and the little one behind. After the erotica and rabbit couplet incidents, Lan Qiren had determined Wei Wuxian to be a vat of ink black dye. Terrified his favorite student would be stained or influenced by being so near him, he quickly stopped Lan Wangji from coming to class anymore. And so Wei Wuxian returned to his old spot, and things remained settled for a good half-month. Unfortunately, the good days never lasted long for someone like Wei Wuxian. We're gonna ignore all the meanings that could have. Within the cloud recesses, there was a long windowed wall. For every 7 steps, there was a window with carved fretwork, and every carving was different. There was the playing of the chin. There was the playing of the chin upon high mountains. There was soaring through the air on swords. There was the killing of Yao and beasts. Lan Qiren had explained that every window on the wall was engraved with the story of a Lan ancestor. The oldest among the carvings, as well as the most famous, depicted 4 scenes from the life of the founding father of the Lan clan, Lan An. This founder had been born in a temple. Innately intelligent, he grew up amidst the murmur of Buddhist sutras and became an eminent monk known far and wide from a young age. At his crowning age, he returned to secular life with the Lan of Chilen, Sanskrit for monastery, as his surname and became a musician. On his path of cultivation, he met Gusu, the fated one he had sought. he met Ingusu, the fated one he had sought. The two became cultivation partners and went on to form the foundation of the Lan family. Okay. When his partner passed, he returned to the temple and ended his life. I'm going to take that as confirmation. I don't know about y'all. The 4 windows were named thus: the monastery, music study, cultivation partners, and return to nothingness. Damn. Finally, after so long, there was something interesting being taught. Although Lan Qiren made it sound like some dry, tedious annal, Wei Wuxian absorbed the information. After class was dismissed, he laughed. So the founding father of the Lan clan was a monk, no surprise there. To enter the secular world for the sake of one person. Should you leave, I too shall leave. This life shall not remain in the world. With such a character for a founder, how did he give birth to such unromantic descendants? I mean, Wei Wuxian gets to the motherfucking point. No one else had imagined that the infamously old-fashioned Lan family would have such a founder either, and they got into a discussion over it. As they talked, the topic veered off to cultivation partners, and they began exchanging their thoughts on their ideal match, commenting on the girls of various reputable sects. Then someone asked, "Ooh, Zixuan Chong, who do you think is the best girl?" When Wei Wuxian and Zheng Chun heard this, they both looked to a youth sitting in the front row of the orchid room. This youth was proud and handsome, with a cinnabar dot between his brows, and his collars, cuffs, and sashes were all embroidered with the white peony sparks amidst snow. This was the little young master the Jin clan of Lanling had sent. Jin Zixuan, hey, rich guy. Someone else answered, "Don't bother asking Zixuanshang that. He already has a fiancé, so the answer is surely his fiancé." The answer better fucking be his fiancé, considering who he's engaged to, but you know, okay. Having heard the word fiancé, Jin Zixuan, I know how to say his name now, I swear, seemed to purse his lips, looking a little unhappy. The disciple who first asked the question wasn't one to take hints, and was still buoyantly curious. For real, which family is she from? She must be shockingly smart and beautiful, right? I mean, he's right. Jin Zixuan arched his brows. No need to bring this up again. Wei Wuxian suddenly cut in. What do you mean, no need to bring it up again? Everyone in the orchid room looked at him, surprised. Wei Wuxian had always been a happy-go-lucky soul. Even when scolded or punished, he never got genuinely angry. Yet now the hostility on his face was apparent. Furthermore, Zheng Cheng didn't chide Wei Wuxian for seeking trouble like he usually did, but sat next to him, looking quite upset. Ooh, you done triggered the brothers. Don't you be disrespecting the sister. Oh no, they will fuck you up. If they are united on anything, it is their motherfucking sister. Oh. Jin Zixuan said haughtily, "Is it so hard to understand what 'don't bring it up again' means?" Wei Wuxian sneered. "The words aren't, but is there something about my Shiji? Shiji? Shiji. Shiji. I think it's Shiji. I think that's closer anyway. Is there something about my Shiji that dissatisfies you? That's what I'm finding hard to understand here." Me too. The others whispered among themselves. After some words were exchanged, they finally understood what was going on. Turned out, Jin Zixuan's, I know how to say his name, words earlier had unintentionally prodded a huge hornet's nest. Jin Zixuan's fiancé was indeed Jiang Yanli from the Jiang clan of Yanmeng. Jiang Yanli was Jiang Fengmian's eldest daughter and Zheng Cheng's elder blood sister. She had a moderate temper, nothing exceptional, steady in speech, but nothing memorable. Her looks were above average, but her talents were nothing astounding. Excuse you, she makes soup that fucking changes your soul. I don't want to hear nothing about none of this. No, none of this slander. When you compared the beauty of the girls of various clans, she couldn't help but be overshadowed. Incorrect! But okay. She was the exact opposite of her fiancé, Jin Zixuan. He was Jin Guangshan's only legitimate son and was outstanding in both looks and talent. In terms of Jiang Yanli's own qualifications, she indeed wouldn't normally have been a match for him. In fact, she would have no right to compete with the other girls of prominent clans at all. The reason Jiang Yanli had been able to become betrothed to Jin Zixuan was because her mother was of the the Yu clan of Meishan. Pardon me. A clan friendly with the clan from which Jin Zixuan's mother hailed. These two madams had grown up together and shared a strong friendship. The Jin clan was proud and haughty, a trait Jin Zixuan had inherited completely. With extremely high expectations for a partner, he had long since been dissatisfied with this engagement. Not only was he dissatisfied with the candidate, he was even more so that his mother had decided his marriage entirely on her own. That's understandable. Inwardly, he'd become more and more resentful of the whole situation. Having been presented with the chance today, he could take it, use it, and throw a fit. Jin Zixuan demanded back, "Why don't you ask what exactly should satisfy me about her?" Jiang Cheng shot to his feet. Wei Wuxian pushed Jiang Cheng back and stood in front of him, sneering, "And you think you're that amazing yourself? Where did you get the confidence to be so choosy? Do you even lift?" Because of his engagement, Jin Zixuan didn't hold a high opinion of the Jiang clan of Yangmeng. He'd also since looked askance at Wei Wuxian's behavior. Besides, he prided himself on being singularly exceptional among these juniors. Never had he been degraded like this before. He blurted, "If she's dissatisfied, tell her to cancel this engagement. Either way, I don't care for your precious Shijie. If you do, why don't you go ask her father for her hand? Doesn't he treat you more dearly than his own son?" Okay, we about to get into it now. The last comment made Jiang Cheng's gaze freeze. Wei Wuxian was beside himself with rage, lunging with a raised fist. Although Jin Zixuan had expected the attack, he didn't expect Wei Wuxian to be so fast, and the punch landed before he was done talking. Ooh! Instantly, half of his face was numb. Without another word, he immediately fought back. This fight alarmed two major clans. Jiang Fengmian... I know how to say that. Wow, I'm losing it today. Jiang Fengmian and Jin Guangshang arrived in Gusu the very same day, from Yangmeng and Lanling, respectively. After seeing the two kneeling in punishment, the two heads of the families went to Lanqiren for a round of severe scolding, both wiping sweat from their foreheads afterward. After exchanging greetings, Jiang Fengmian, hello, raised the subject of canceling the engagement. He said to Jin Guangshang, "It was Ali's mother who was adamant about this engagement in the first place. I do not agree with it. From the looks of things, neither party is happy with the arrangement, so let's not force things." We're at this bit. Jin Guangshang was astonished and somewhat doubtful. No matter what, to cancel an engagement with another prominent clan was not a good thing at the end of the day. He said, "What do children know? Let them throw their tantrums. Fengmi and Sheng, you and I can very well ignore them." Jin Sheng, "Although we can arrange their marriage, we cannot carry it out on their behalf," Jiang Fengmian said. "They are the ones who will be spending their lives together, after all." This marriage had never been Jin Guangshang's original intention. If he wanted to arrange a marriage with a prominent family to bolster his power, the Jiang clan of Yangmeng wasn't the only nor the best choice. It was just that he never dared to disobey Madame Jin was all. But since the head of the Jiang family never dared to disobey Madame Jin, meanwhile, his behavior. But since the head of the Jiang family had raised the subject voluntarily, why keep pestering him? The Jin family was the groom's side and thus didn't have as many concerns as the bride's. Besides, Jin Zixuan had always been displeased with Jiang Yanli as his fiancée. Jin Guangshang knew this. After much consideration, Jin Guangshang boldly agreed to the cancellation. At this time, Wei Wuxian was still unaware of what he had destroyed. He was kneeling on the cobblestone path that Lan Qiren had designated when Jian Cheng approached from afar. He said sarcastically, "Well, you're kneeling all honest-like." Wei Wuxian gloated, "You know I kneel all the time. But a pampered guy like Jin Zixuan must never have knelt before. If it doesn't make him cry for his mommy and daddy, I won't be named Wei." Jian Cheng hung his head for a moment, then said dryly, "Father's here." "Shijie didn't come, did she?" Wei Wuxian asked. "Why would she? To watch how you embarrassed her?" Jian Cheng said. "If she came, would she not have already been by to keep you company or deliver medicine?" "That's a point." Wei Wuxian heaved a sigh. "It would have been nice if Shijie had come. Thank goodness you didn't get dragged into this." "I was going to," Jiang Cheng said. "If you hadn't pushed me away, the other half of Jin Zixuan's face would be done for too." Yes! "Best not," Wei Wuxian said. "The asymmetry makes him look uglier. I heard he particularly treasures that face of his, like some peacock. I wonder how he feels right now, staring at himself in a mirror. Ah ha ha ha." He pounded the ground and laughed. Wei Wuxian then added, "Actually, I should have let you fight while I stood and spectated. That way, Jiang Shishu might not have had to come. But it can't be helped. I couldn't resist." Jiang Cheng humped and said softly, "You wish." Wei Wuxian had said what he had said offhandedly, but inwardly Jiang Cheng felt complicated. When does he not? He knew deep down that it wasn't a lie. Jiang Fengmian had never once rushed to another clan within a day over any of Jiang Cheng's own affairs, whether they be good or bad, major or minor. Never. Wei Wuxian saw him looking glum and thought he was still feeling upset over something Jin Zixuan had said. He said, "Go on, you don't have to keep me company. If Lan Wangji comes again, you'll be caught. If you're free, go gawk at how dumb Jin Zixuan looks while kneeling." Jiang Cheng was slightly surprised. "Lan Wangji? Why would he come? He still dares to come see you?" "Yeah," Wei Wuxian said. "I think it's mighty courageous of him to dare to come see me too. It's probably just that his Shufu told him to make sure I'm kneeling properly, though." Jiang Cheng instinctively felt a sense of foreboding. "Then, were you kneeling properly at the time?" "I was at the time," Wei Wuxian replied, "but once he walked away for a bit, I picked up a branch and started digging a hole nearby. It's that mound right next to your feet. There's an anthill there. It took me a while to find it. When he looked back and saw me with slumped shoulders, he must have thought I was crying or something, because he came over to ask after me. You should have seen his face when he saw that anthill. Dear God." Also, Lan Zhen revealing that he cares. "I think you best get the hell back to Yangmeng," Jian Cheng said. "I think he never wants to see you ever again." And so, that very night, Wei Wuxian packed up and went the hell back to Yangmeng with Jiang Fengmian. Ooh! That is the end of that chapter. And a good stopping point, therefore, for today. Damn. Why is this so fucking good? Why is this so satisfying on, like, all the levels? And we haven't even gotten to, you know, all the other levels yet. God, this is such a good time. We're now on chapter 5, called The Sunny Pair, and I can't help but think that that's a sarcastic title. Kind of like how the previous chapter was called, because the previous chapter was called The Elegant Flirt. What the hell? My phone just started speaking Japanese at me. It's sentient. Whatever. But no, yeah, because the previous chapter was called The Elegant Flirt, and I think we all agreed that that was also sarcastic. So the Sunny Pair must be hilarious. But I am so freaking excited, and this is so freaking much fun. Oh my god. I hope you guys... I did not bookmark that, but I'm on a chapter. That's easy to remember. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, once again. This was hysterical. This was a good time. This is like the highlight of my day. This was so fun. And hopefully, if my throat holds up, which it kind of feels like it will, I won't have to, like, take a break. It'll just be live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays until this is done. And we're over halfway through now. Yeah. So hopefully I won't have to take a break to rest my throat or anything like that. Knock on something. Because I'm hoping to just go straight through until it's done. But this was a lovely time. That is it for the live stream for today. I hope, I don't know, you laughed, you were able to do something. If you were like crocheting or knitting or something or drawing or doing something while listening to this, let me know what you were working on down in the comments. This stream is going to post immediately once I end it. So tell me what you were working on, if you were working on anything or driving somewhere or who the hell knows. Let me know. Doing homework, whatever. That was a good time, as per usual. I will see you on Thursday at the same time. Hopefully I won't be late. I'm going to remember to prepare this time so it's less chaotic. We hope. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on Thursday at the exact same time. And please remember to take care of yourself. Always remember to take care of yourself. If you're not remembering to take care of yourself at this point, and you've been following this channel, I can't really do anything else except keep reminding you. So take care of yourself, for fuck's sake. And I will see you on Thursday.